Okay, let's see. My daughter wants this table to be changed into a chalk table. Now, see this? This was all of this stuff here. And I'm taking it all off. Alright. That's the first, one of the first steps. I've originally, oops, excuse me, I'm walking on all that. I started doing some sanding. Alright. I only just started and I do that now. This will be made into a chalk table. Now I've got to get some stripping, I think, to go around here or fill this in. So, the original task, this is the table. Yeah, edge is the word I'd use. Okay, and I have to get a new sander. Then I have to change these chairs that she's given me. Excuse the mess of my garage. We've got this one to take care of. And we have to do these 4 lovely chairs. I'm not going to touch that white because it's got a spider web on it. Okay. This is my, yeah, there's a plastic bag in my boot. So, she wants me to sand those and repaint them. Okay? So, this is my project. Alright? This is all the befores. This is all going to, which means I've got to take the trim off that. Yeah, sugar. And we're going to take the trim off this end. Alright. Alright. One more look. Trim on both ends of that. Sand. Oh, we got to sand that. Sand these chairs and repaint them. And we're going to finish sanding this. I didn't say my daughter took care of everything. And it's been in storage. I'm going to finish taking the trim off of this, sand all that. Alright. Alright. Okay. Here we go. These chairs are ready to be painted. Sanded off all the shiny stuff to the best of my ability. This piece is ready, along with that chair and this table. The table is linoleum on top, and I did take off the trim, as you can see here. And what I did with the plastic stuff here, I used a file and went around there. So that's ready to have the trim put on, and so is this on this end and on the other end down there. Now, these were my main tools. I used a profile sander. I used my handheld sander. Lots of sandpaper. That's a piece that collects the dust. And my hand sander there. And this here was my bag I put over my boot. Yeah, you gotta do that. So, the next step is I will be putting a strip around here. Okay? I'll show you that when that piece is done, and then I will be painting the whole thing. Alright? I think I have the strip here. Let's see. Like that. Yeah, I cleaned up the garage a little bit. Used a little bit of that. So now I have this strip my daughter picked up. Just a white strip that I'm going to put around the table here. Okay? Then I'll let the glue set. And that should be what I want to do next. Okay? Basic stuff. Linoleum, what you want to do is just sand it till you get it the dusty the white like this. It should be able to be painted without issue. So, we're heading for our next steps. Yeah, I didn't tape me sanding or doing all that stuff because people, you don't want to see that. Alright, this took a few days. Okay? And because now it's hot out. So, and then I will show you the colors that we're going to use. Alright? Alright. Here we go. Okay. So today, or the other day, I put the strip on this end. Alright? A couple days ago. had to work, and on this end of the leaf of the table. Alright? And I just trimmed it with a blade because it was too big. Alright, while that one was drying. Now, this is, oops, let me undo this here, and I put it around the table here. Alright? Now this is the stuff that my daughter got me to go around the table. Alright, you can see it's really flimsy. Now they went and told her that it could be wet, dampen on the back, and then it would stick. Alright. Now this is wood. It's compressed wood, and then it has linoleum on the top of it. And you can see I used a lot of tape to hold it on, right? Well, I didn't just dampen it and hold it on. I used a lot of tape to hold it on, and I had my daughter get me some Gorilla Glue. Alright? Now, Gorilla Glue takes about 2 hours to hold on. This stuff is really, really flimsy. Alright? And there is a couple flaws in here, but I'll have to maybe go underneath here to maybe do a little trimming. We can see. But it's like this side of the wood is thicker than this side of the wood. Almost easy to see. Just, by a hair. Alright? So, in a couple hours I'll take the tape off and see if it holds. And I'll re-glue anything. It's like my granddaughter's bike and her helmet. And I'll see if any of it will hold. My daughter wants the trim here to be the same color, the chalk color here, because, well, my granddaughter. That was her reasoning behind it. So, and that's her choice. It's not my table. She gave me the stuff to do it with, and I'll do it any way she wants. Alright? So, that was our next step. But I used Gorilla Glue. To dampen something like this, it's great for maybe putting it on something like linoleum or something else. But to put it on something like, that's a piece of tape holding it together on the roll, it's not going to work. Okay? It can be painted over. It's also, if you pull too tight, will rip. There is a rip on this table, and I will do a patch job on it or redo something over it. We'll see how that looks when it's done. And if you've got a leaf in it, by all means, you're going to have to do each piece separately, because what's going to happen is if you do the whole thing in one long strip like this, what you're going to end up having is an inability to open the table. So, let's see how this turns out. Alright? But I think we're going to be just fine. If you have a flaw on your table, folks, it's okay. Or a flaw in any project that you do is really, really okay. Okay, I use a scissor to cut it off, and I use a straight edge razor to cut it off on the ends here. Okay? And to cut it off. So, right there. Alright? So it all should be good. Alright. And I've already did my best on evening that out. And by the way, if you're going to have an overlap on any of this stuff here, on any painting stuff like that, and you're putting something on and you've got to trim it, make sure you put the trim part at the bottom, because then people don't see it. Alright? But you'll know it's there, but nobody cares. Alright? Everything is allowed to have a flaw. Alright? And by the way, Gorilla Glue takes about 2 hours to dry, and I tried 2 different tapes. I put a piece of masking tape on the table to see how much it would pull off the table, and I used this other tape that we had in the garage. I don't know what kind it is, but it's clear tape. It's just dusty from being in the garage. And I just went ahead and stuck with the masking tape, and yes, I use a lot of tape. Should see what happens when I wrap Christmas presents. Yeah. Alright, I'll be back. Thank you. So you can see the strips stayed on very nicely. Okay, with all that taping and stuff. And what I did is I sanded and got the glue off the top. Mostly used a razor blade stuff. Did some sanding on it, and it all stayed down. Now, I'm just getting ready to paint. Okay? So, I covered the table first because I'm going to use it up high. I got a new bag for my boot. I'm going to boot my bag again. Okay? And I'm also going to turn the fan on. See? Keep a fan going. Alright, so these are my preps. We've got Valspar tinted chalkboard paint, which is going to be this color blue. Alright, and I just put it in the bag to get it out of the house. And we got Valspar signature, and she's got a smooth high hiding coverage, and it's supposed to be a satin color, and she wants the chairs in them this color. Now, knowing that I did not pick out the colors, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this one first, you know, with the strip and everything is going to be the blue. Alright, because that way I'll be able to move it once it's dry, and then I'm going to work on the chairs. So I've got two set. Alright, like I said, and I put this piece over it because the table is going to be the last thing I do, and then I'm going to paint the chair. Alright, okay, and we're off, and I'm going to use the sponges on this because they're going to be hand painted, and I find that the sponges leave less of a brush, and that you don't have a brush mark and stuff on it. Okay, and I like to take my time and go easy. Alright, so this will be added to the collection of the films. Alright, and I'll be back and I'll show you the finished project when we're done. Thank you. Alright, here is the finished product of the chalk table. All the legs and the chairs are now painted. It's a lovely display. One more view from over here. This is a piece that goes in the middle of it. Not very good, okay, for the leaf. My wonderful, pathetic little garage. There you go. I did put a new strip on it. It's all ready to be chalked on. Let it dry a little bit longer, and we're good to go. There you go. So, another view from over here. That took a lot of paint, a lot of chalk on the chalk table. There she goes. There you go. Thank you.